This is Dr. Miles Hawkins, the eminent biophysicist. This is Amy Ellis. Dr. Hawkins has been called in by the department as a consultant.
Sleep? They've been stung by a mantis.
The point of a TV pilot is to introduce the characters, set up the basic idea, and so forth. If a pilot is lucky enough to go to series, which happens a lot more rarely than you might think, there often has to be a few minor changes done for the smaller screen. A good example of this would be, for example, the film Stargate, which had to undergo a few changes of cast and a few minor plot tweaks when it went to series. When it came to m.a.n.t.i.s, however, some of the changes were more extreme. Our story begins with Dr. Miles Hawkins getting a letter by messenger and rushing into the company that he owns, Hawkins Industries, to talk to his partner and longtime friend, John Stonebreak.
Down.
What's this?
This is the answer to Port Columbia's parking problems. No more garages, no more parking tickets.
Not the chrysalid. This.
That's my letter of resignation. I just have this one more project to finish up, then I can join you in blissful unproductivity.
Don't put this on me.
I put it on Miles, the man who shot you. Maybe the doctor who sentenced you to the chair.
Your sense of compassion is underwhelming.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that.
John, what do I have to do to make you stay?
You can get your sorry ass back to work.
I can't do that. Not yet.
Okay, well, fine. Go fire another housekeeper or something. I'll turn the lights out when I leave.
It's the damn exoskeleton. I can't stop thinking about it.
This bloody heads-up display is so close to working. A pilot will be able to think of turning left. And the chrysalid will do it.
Forget the chrysalid. John, I want to walk again. I can see the neural net. And I know if we could just get that signal straight from the brain to the body, we'd have it made.
What was that you said?
I said if we could just get the signal straight from the brain
To the body.
Meanwhile, Lieutenant Leora Maxwell is attending an autopsy to investigate the latest in a series of mysterious deaths of Vietnamese youths.
Okay. Let's see. Yep. What the hell is this?
What's that?
Oh, it's some kind of a crystallized material or something.
Working far into the night, Miles and John have managed to modify the heads-up display so it will work with the suit. And of course it matches, because it's very important for the accessories not to clash.
John, I think Miles, it's working. John.
Heading out to fully test the suit and to celebrate, Miles manages to interfere in a potential robbery, accidentally throwing the assailant several feet backwards into a wall, and realizing he's drawing attention, hurries off. However, it seems that the suit, being a prototype, still has a few kinks in it.
John. John.
What's happening?
Don't know. Please.
Either the suit has hit its limit or you have. We must get you back. Can you walk?
Don't think so.
Is he going to be all right? Give me a hand. Here, I've got him. I've got his legs.
It was a joyous night, John.
No regrets.
Yes. Well, we'll get this right.
Hawkins is called in to investigate the mysterious deaths and finds that there's a lot more going on than simply some bad restaurant food.
It's impossible.
What is?
Lisboa X.
You want to translate?
It's a biological warfare agent, Lieutenant. Capable of first-generation contact killing.
How could you already know all that?
I created it.
You may have created this virus, Dr. Hawkins. But Reese and there and me, we both inhaled it. So are we going to end up like that man we just cut open?
I don't know. You had a secondary exposure. The testing on that was never completed.
Not good enough, Doctor. You created it. You're responsible for this.
Yes. I am. But I am as confused and angry as you are, Lieutenant. I did not release this. It was part of a government contract that I resigned from on my recommendation. It was never finished. It was destroyed.
Looks like you could have done a little better job.
We didn't destroy it. It was a company named Hascon. They're supposed to be the best in the country.
Well, their reputation just took a hit.
This is what we know about the West African Lisboa X virus. In its primary form, as an airborne biological agent, it is lethal within 48 to 72 hours. It is not contagious.
Have you had any success in creating an antivirus?
Yes. Unfortunately, it was sent out for destruction with the virus itself.
So whoever got their hands on your virus may have my cure?
Realizing that only one other person had access to the germ before it was supposedly destroyed, he goes to see his old colleague and decidedly not friend, Solomon Box.
Even after all we've been through, I never thought you were capable of this.
You've become bitter since the accident, Miles.
I don't know how you did it, but you loved the virus so much. You wouldn't let it be destroyed.
Paranoid, too.
Only 2 men had access, Solomon. I'm looking at the other one.
And of those 2 men, one was a diligent inventor, the other a mere business partner, a bean counter.
If you're so innocent, how do you explain that 7 people are dead?
Simple economics. You paid $50,000 to have that virus destroyed. Along comes an enterprising soul who paid 10 times that just to keep it. And with international tensions being what they are today, that virus is worth millions to any little tyrant looking around for a big stick. Catch my drift, Miles?
Taylor Savage, the young man who had helped John get Miles into the van earlier on, has used his connections as a bicycle courier to track down the van. And he heads over to Hawkins Technologies to say that whoever this m.a.n.t.i.s is, a name that he gave to Miles in the suit because of his insect-like appearance, he's probably associated with them. They decide to gonna help them, just as once, and with his help they manage to bug Box's phone. Playing back a message, they discover that Box has some pretty serious plans for the virus.
30 million in cash when the canister is on board. We will take delivery on Pier 37 at 10:30.
Woo! Now that's what I call a score. Now, what do you suppose a bunch of North Koreans want to buy this thing from Big Bad Box?
Because they hate South Koreans.
Well, I guess we got a lot of work to do, Stonehenge.
Stone break. And what do you mean?
Well, we got the Mantis suit. You guys got all sorts of cool stuff around here. Use it.
Yes, of course. Mantis to the rescue, right?
Awesome idea, Doc. Awesome. Now, what kind of firepower are you going to pack here?
No guns. That's what put me here.
Yes, you're right. Well, at least bring these little fellas along. They should do the trick. What about this, eh?
What are these?
Hey, hey! Don't touch that.
Ow!
Should have thought of that sooner.
How long will he be out?
Not long enough. He'll be a same old man himself in an hour or so.
He's right. We're testing things in this lab that people won't hear about for years, John. If we won't use them to save lives, when can we use them?
And it's time for the Mantis to go into action for his first mission. Of course, if he's not careful, it could also be his last mission.
Wow. Mantis vision.
Look, young man.
You know, you call me that again, and
The point is, this is not a video game. That man is my best friend, and his life is on the line. If anything happens, I don't get to reload the game cartridge and start over. Can you hear me? Game over.
John!
Miles! You're alive!
The weave of the exoskeleton is apparently tight enough to keep a bullet out.
You still took a hit, Miles. The power cell readings are down. You have to come in.
Not yet. I've got to get the canister first.
With Taylor using his video game skills to control the chrysalid remotely, they managed to get Miles up to the chopper for one last desperate attempt to get that canister.
One of my creations had the potential to end the world. Another one saved it. On that day, at that moment, my life changed forever.
We got the virus and the antivirus. Let's get ready to inoculate and Maxwell. Dr. Morgan. Wait. Who are you?
Call me the Mantis.
So that was the first official episode of Mantis. How was it? Pretty entertaining. Now, those who saw my previous review will probably be noticing there's considerable changes, but I think in many circumstances they work. In fact, given the huge differences, I think it might be more appropriate to consider this as sort of a alternate continuity. This is rather interesting in terms of the fact that this is able to play out over an entire series. One season of 26 episodes. And there's a lot of room for character development as well. For example, Taylor Savage started off as being essentially an obnoxious would-be sidekick, but ultimately he and Miles develop a strong friendship, and he even manages to get along with the rather uptight John Stonebreak. There's also an interesting romantic element in the growing relationship between Miles and Laura, as even as she becomes a member of an anti-Mantis task force, given that the mysterious figure is considered a vigilante, and Miles has to keep his identity as the Mantis secret from her, even as he's being called in to investigate things like the mysterious Mantis freeze darts. Of course, this version of the suit is much less dangerous than the one in the film. If you're going to have your hero wearing it 2 or 3 times an episode, you're going to want it so that it isn't killing him every time he puts it on. For the first half of the series, It was comparatively down to earth. The Mantis often went up against criminals and corporate corruption, and one episode up against a bunch of renegade Yakuza was threatening to start a gang war. From about episode 11 on, things got considerably sillier. It seems the ratings had been falling, and the network decided to improve the show. Now, as any nerd will tell you, executive meddling is a term to strike the blood cold. And so Miles found himself going up against an invisible thawed dinosaur, a criminal who survived the electric chair by turning himself into electrical energy, a scientist who is committing acts of ecological sabotage to bring back nature, using super speed that was slowly killing him, and even a couple of encounters with the Men in Black. However, less Tommy Lee Jones than Will Smith, and more sort of extra-dimensional Illuminati alien invaders. Not only was this the first time that a African-American superhero had been on a regular network television series, it wasn't the last time that the star Carl Lumbly actually played a superhero. Fans of the Justice League cartoon series will recognize him as the voice of John Jones, the Martian Manhunter. So I'm going to give this series itself approximately 4 out of 5 Maple Leafs. A pretty good start, pretty solid to go by half the series before it started to get silly. I'm Sam Canadian Critic, and I'll see you at the video store.
Who are you?
Call me the m.a.n.t.i.s.